5 seconds remaining.
Good morning, everybody. For those of you here on the U.S. East Coast, we are here with the Kappa Invitationals, and good afternoon and good evening to everyone else across the world, including in Singapore and around the SEA region. We are here with Mineski-X versus Bangkok.Dynamo, and the Kappa Invitationals are second to last upper bracket round 1 game. It is a best of 1, and this will determine, I believe, who places up against. Let's check. I actually had the bracket up just a second ago. This particular game, we'll check out and see that it is going to be whoever wins this game will be playing up against the winner of TNC and Nasne. Well, that's impossible to say. So NND, we'll just call it that. So there's actually 3 upper bracket games still left, and of course, this is one of them. The next game, of course, will be MVP Hot 6 against RRQ, but let's, for now, focused on this one. It is Mineski-X versus Bangkok.Dynamo here. Game number 2 of the day, if you are just joining us. Game number 1 was pretty damn spectacular. It is G7 versus Mineski. I don't want to spoil it. The VOD will be up in probably about 2 hours to 3 hours from now after this entire 3 set of games is done. And that'll be over on moonducktV's YouTube channel, which you can search just using youtube.com and searching moonducktv. If you've also missed the past games, they'll be over there as well, as all of the VODs are being uploaded to moonducktv. So definitely check that out for all of your SEA Kappa Invitational needs. My name is Mont. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am here for moonducktv, and it has been a while since I've gotten to see a lot of SEA Dota. I casted the other day in a couple of games, but it's good to be back here casting some of the region's best, and some of the regions, I think, up and coming and brightest. We see a lot of different teams coming in that don't have that much experience. And Mineski-X is not that team. They've played up against a lot of different people. They have some very good players, some very well-known players that you've definitely heard of, whether you're from SEA or from any other region in the world. You've got Extinct, you've got Ice, Jacko, Yamate, and Winter. Those are some damn big names. And Yamate playing for Mineski-X is really exciting for me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can pick up here. They always like to go for one particular pushing hero. Sometimes it's Furion, sometimes it seems to be Chen, and other instances, this time it is going to be Enchantress. Chen was banned out by Bangkok.Dynamo, a team that is, I think, a little bit unknown to a lot of the Western crowd, at least for me in particular. They'll be going ahead and grabbing the Vengeful Spirit first up against the Faceless Void, which is interesting, and then the Beastmaster second. So two potent offlaners in the Enchantress and the Beastmaster picked up on both sides. So there's a lot still here in the pool, but yeah, so Enchantress Faceless Void is a pretty good combo. Obviously, with the impetus, the extra range that you get, you can do a lot of damage from downtown with Chronosphere up and ready to go. So that is something that is you have to deal with. But the problem is here that you have an Enchantress who's usually run in the off lane. In this game, she'll be more than likely played in the jungle. So you'll put the Void off lane, you'll send the jungle Enchantress. Void just doesn't have the same effect in that carry role that he once did. Which is completely fine. Offlane Void has been played for a long time in a lot of different roles, and Offlane Void is pretty good, pretty damn good. A lot of instances, you're going to want to be getting a Vlad's often into a Blink and perhaps an Aghanim Scepter. The order of those items can change, and you can also build more towards right-click if you would choose to do so, but I think Faceless Void's now really like going for Treads, Vlad's, and something else. Maybe a Poor Man's Shield, something like that, who knows. So there's a lot of options if you are playing that Faceless Void. You can theoretically put him in other lanes, but it is most likely the off-lane Void. And just a couple more bands coming out. You have the Chen, which we already talked about. The Gyrocopter, which is something I think Mineski-X has played a little bit of recently.
5 seconds.
It doesn't look like there's any... There's no Ketchikimba here, not that I can tell anyway. Which is really interesting. I find that kind of interesting. Bangkok.Dynamo is one of the teams I think with the least amount of games you'll see on like Dota Buff if you try to look them up anywhere. It just feels like they don't play that many games. I haven't seen much of them. So I'm looking forward to what they can bring to the table here. Mineski-X is a team, though, that's been around for a long time, and, well, a pretty decent length of time. They've had some form of this roster one way or another for, like, years now. They've been playing with this roster. At least a couple of these players have been playing together for a long time. The Death Prophet is going to be the next pickup coming out from Bangkok.Dynamo, or rather the next ban, I should say, so that's not available. Odie's banned out, so a couple of the big mid heroes, including the Invoker, are taken away. No Drow for a pushing strat, which Bangkok.Dynamo might have needed if they went for a Vengeful Spirit. I mean, I think it would have been fine. I just want to see more games like the first game we saw today. The first game we saw there was a Dusa, there was a Nyx Assassin mid, and there was a Broodmother mid. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was pretty good. So hopefully I can get that VOD up and running here in a little while, because that was actually one of the most enjoyable games I've had to cast recently. And I'm looking more forward to that. I like to see, you know, picks that are out of the box and that you don't generally see. So we'll see what is going to be the next choice for Mineski-X to ban. So let's see. If we go back to the bracket, most of the bracket's set up, I think. It's already ready to go here. You have Arcanus is still waiting on the next series, which is RRQ versus MVP Hot 6. Raven Fnatic is definitely going to be the most interesting series. And all of these are going to be best of threes once we get into that second round of the upper bracket. And then, of course, the lower bracket is going to be all BO1s until the last round, which is round 6. So it's going to be Zeus followed up by the Ursa pick coming out, which is really interesting. Mineski-X is going to grab the Zeus for them. Ursa is going to go for Bangkok.Dynamo, a hero that has seen a lot of play from the Shanghai Major. And even before that, we saw a lot of it in Captain's Draft to a certain extent. So it is certainly a good hero. Enrage makes this hero just 10 times better than it used to be. The changes that they made to it a couple of patches ago made this hero certainly viable, and then I guess with the way the meta has shifted, Ursa is definitely a pick that you'll go for. The fact that Roche is so damn easy now, the fact that you just need a Morbid Mask and maybe level 3 overpower level 2 Fury Swipes or something along those lines is pretty damn good.
Reserve time.
So there's a lot of options still available, though. They need one more support for Bangkok.Dynamo. Ursa's pretty good against Void, and obviously very good against Enchantress, which is one of the primary reasons you pick up against you pick up an Ursa, is the Enchantress is going to be destroyed pretty quickly. One way to deal with the Enchantress is heavy magical damage. The other way is just having plenty of right click that is not going to be, you know, slowed by Untouchable, and Overpower is that ability to do so. The amount of damage you'll deal to a squishy Enchantress with little armor is pretty insane, and so Ursa is going to be a good pickup. On top of that, you blink in with an Ursa, and an Omni Knight will purify right on top of you. That is a dead hero regardless of who it is, and there's a lot of squishy heroes on Mineski-X's side, so they'll go for the line so they have some sort of disables. They have, obviously, Zeus for a lot of magical damage. They have a little bit of right-click in regards to the Enchantress and the Faceless Void, but the Omni is something they have to deal with. They don't have a Diffusal Blade carrier. I'm sure Enchantress or Void can build into that if they wanted to, but I don't know if that's going to be the exact thing they decide to pick up. Zeus can go Yules to disable some of the GAs, something like that, but other than that, not really super useful in that regard. So there's still a lot of items and abilities and heroes that can be grabbed by Mineski-X to make this game a little bit easier for them up against Bangkok.Dynamo. They have 20 seconds left for reserve time, so they're really taking their time for this last ban. It'll be the Puck ban, as they still need a mid-hero for Bangkok.Dynamo. Somebody to combo up with an Ursa, and a Puck would be the right choice, with Dream Coil making it very easy for heroes to stay in place and Ursa just go to town on top of them. They have Roar, they have Swap, they have Stun as well to come out from the Avenge pickup, so it's not like they don't have their disables. And Ursa certainly can get a Basher and SNY later on down the road if he wants to. You know, maybe a Scotty, some sort of slow main proc or bash is fine. One of those things, if you pick those up later on into the game, you're fine. Mineski still looking for their safe lane last pick, probably. Something that can carry and can maybe fight up against Ursa, or I'm not sure really. Somebody that can really avoid a jam and deal with Roar and Stun, and well, that's plenty of team fight. Also a Diffusal Blade carrier later on in the game, which is really nice. But the last pick from Bangkok.Dynamo will be a Templar Assassin mid, which is not great against, or rather, which is good against Zeus. Zeus is not going to have the best time in that regard. He can stay pretty far back, but Sideblades can still maybe hit him a little bit later on into the game. It is going to be an interesting mid matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing who's actually going to come out on top of it. Oh, I was in the in-game all the time. All right, well, I had a draft overlay, but that's gone, so that's unfortunate. All right.
10 seconds remaining.
We're about to get into this bad boy and see who comes out on top and who moves forward here in this particular upper bracket. Again, this is a double elimination tournament, so if you do go down, you still have a best of one lower bracket series to try to move on. The unfortunate thing about the lower bracket is that it's all best of one for pretty much the entire time, so we got some lag. We're ready to go now, though. G is called. GG is called. That's not what he wants to say. And we're going to get into the game. Bangkok.Dynamo versus Mineski-X here. Best of 1 series, our second match of the day here on moonducktv. Provide the best of the best. Venge TP's in and already gets down. This is early Observer Ward. In the mid lane. Gonna give them good vision as to see what Yamate is up to. And how they can deal with him as effectively as possible. This is not the everyday Spectre build you're going to see. The 8 Tango Stout Shield Spectre, who's going to be going up against the Beastmaster. I suppose that's not the worst thing, especially if you're doing a defensive tri-lane, but they have an Enchantress in the jungle, so...
30 seconds to battle.
Probably should be fine. You build this into a poor man's shield. It deals with the board pretty effectively. And you're not really going to get right-clicked by the Beastmaster either, so you should be fine. Last hitting-wise, you only have 48 base damage. You didn't get any components for Poor Man's Shield. You didn't get any components for any healer or anything like that. You don't have a Quelling Blade. I'm sure he'll pick it up, probably from the side shop, sooner rather than later. Bottom lane, Bangkok.Dynamo is going to be grabbing the bottom rune. Unsurprisingly, they get up a interesting build for 2-note. It's going to be Slippers of Agility, 2 shared tangos, and a magic wand. The wand, not surprising, although I think it would be a stick rather than a wand. He's going up against Zeus after all, so that's not really that shocking. But this, I guess he just wants to be a little bit comfier with the Slippers of Agility on, so that's fine. Winter's going to head bottom. He'll pick up a Poor Man's Shield and a set of tangos, and Fading will see him. He dropped an Observer Ward already. Winter's like, let me just pull this creep wave from you. Also, don't even mind me. I have Time Walk. Don't even worry about it. Good body blocks from Fading, though, or at least to begin. And he actually blocked the pull camp by walking towards it, which is a bit unfortunate. That was okay. Winter has to expend 1 tango. He loses some HP. He gets a little bit of lane control going his way. And the wave is, however, going to push, I think, in the Radiant's favor. Purification is going to go. Winter will time walk and backtrack it and try to deal with that damage. Ice is going to be going up against Solodic. So, again, it's not going to be the easiest lane to zone out. I mean, this is the good thing about going up against the Beastmaster, is that he oftentimes, he might get farm and experience, but he's easy to zone out. He does have a stout shield, so... You know, he'll take a little bit of right-click damage, but not enough to really... Well, he's got a lot of regen, but... the Earth Spike goes in the Spectral Dagger as well. Solodic's actually in trouble. He's going to try to go after Ice, but that's not going to work. Maybe 2 more right-clicks, and if Jocko had boots, he'd get this kill. He unfortunately has to deal with the Boar Slow, which of course is 10% at this first level, so... If he had boots, he probably gets that kill, but that's not the case. But while this is all happening, there's still a lot of farm going away with the Ursa down bottom. He's almost level 2. He's got the highest last hits, and of course the TA is second. As the Zeus is not really having a great time. Level 1 side blades. If he gets level 2, it's going to get that much harder. And Extinct's going to already roam in looking for a kill. He doesn't have the Dark Troll Summoner for much longer, so it's actually about to fade here within a second. They have a Centaur Conqueror Stomp. The Boar will get vision. Solodic will notice this. He'll back away. He actually has an Observer Ward, but it's not going to be countered by the Sentry, which is placed down because it's just out of range. They should know that's on the pole camp because the camp hasn't spawned for a couple of times, which also really annoys Extinct, I'm sure. He'll grab another Dark Troll Summoner while this is all happening and head towards maybe mid. The lane's getting pushed in. There is an Observer Ward here for the Radiant team. I don't know if they saw Extinct rotate around. He's going to go all the way around and use the other hard camp in the enemy jungle. I mean, there's just not much happening right now. This is a very passive start. A lot of farming heroes. No real ganks coming out from either team. Solodic is going to back up. He's going to send a Hawk over to see where Extinct actually is. And the Hawk will scout him. And Extinct does not know this, I don't believe. And so this gank is going to be avoided by either Solodic or by the TA. The Zeus actually has to go all the way back home. He's completely out of mana. He wasn't able to secure a 2-minute rune. And I think he actually got the bottle late anyways. He's going to get boots. He's going to buy TP Scroll. He's going to head back to lane. He'll miss out on a wave of experience, so that'll put him down probably, I think, a full level behind. Actually, I think he's doing well in terms of experience. It looks like Templar Assassin was a little bit behind. All right, now Jocko is the one getting free farm. 20 last hits. They'll push in. Spectral Dagger will go and misses. Actually, goes all the way into Solodic. He's underneath the tier 2 tower. I was going to say it misses, but it's not even close. They were trying to set up this game for a long time, but instead they're going to have to try to just push a little bit. And it's not going to be much done. They pulled the creep wave back. The skeletons are already dead. There's not much they could do here. And so that's just that's a lot of experience gone. The good thing about setting up this gank is that there's this creep camp here, so you can still get farm if you're extinct. But I mean, it's just like, that's just way too much time wasted trying to set up that gank at that top lane. Phase Boots is done for the Spectre now, and so already off to a pretty good start. And that's roughly it. I mean, there's not much else going on. Winter is getting at like, what? He's got one last hit, and that's not that great. Yamate actually almost going down to the Venge. He's going to regen up. There's going to Lightning Bolt. Not going to be enough damage to kill the Venge. He's going to sit at 49 HP. He needed one more right click. Centaur Conqueror Stump was already used. The Hawk is going to go down from Yamate right click in, or just barely actually survives. Yamate's right click's not very heavy. They've got Refraction up at 5, and here comes Solodic as well. Wave of Terror just misses, but he should still be okay with the Boar Slow. Here comes Ice. There's the Air Spike, which will stop. But Yamate slowed up. He did get the Boar hit off. The Axes will go. Yamate's going to stay alive. He's already used that one bottle hit. The Hex will come out. They're going to try to keep him alive, and Ice might be the one to fall instead of Yamate. He turns back around. Ice, of course, still being chased down, and they don't get anything out of this. Extinct is nearby. He's body blocking Solodic, but he's taking too much damage. He's got Nature's Attendants. The Boar is going to get enchanted. Here comes Tsunode, and actually Extinct's going to be the one to fall. It looks like the Axes will go, and that will be the first blood for Solodic as he gets that up to level 1 Axis. Is just going to do enough. And Jackal just doesn't rotate in fast enough. He doesn't come to give help. Extinct just gets caught out. He really didn't need to be there. They actually had the escape plan all set up. Yamate was going to live. Everyone was going to live. And so he just goes in and gives his life away for nothing. So that's a bit unfortunate. Whatever. A little bit of extra gold not needed to give it away to Solodic and experience, which get him to level 5, whereas the Void is sitting at level 4. So clearly the Beastmaster are having a pretty good time. And across the map, Ursa is still up in the top of the CS, along with the Spectre, who is going to be going for what I imagine to be an Urn. Phase Urn, pretty common. This is a big Ancient stack that I was not expecting. The Wildwing Ripper will scout it out, and it has got a lot of HP, so they can't quite bring it down. Ooh, he has a double damage rune. Is this the time? I don't really think he could take it yet. It looks like he's not going to. He's going to keep it up bottled later for... Oh, Ursa actually gets a kill on the Void. Alright, well, that's my bad. Looks like it was really just him that went to work. Winter just got caught out or something. I don't know. That shouldn't have happened. Fading wasn't there, nor was Vengeful Spirit. Magic Missile is going to go for Extinct. He's got level 1 Untouchable. The Overpower will go. He'll heal up, and Yamate is going to come to help him out. But there's the Zeus Ult going through the Lightning Bolt. There's the Spectre Haunt coming out. They're going to turn, and they're going to jump in. They're going to try to find one. They're going to jump in looking for Fading as well. He's got no Repel for another 3, and he's ran out of mana for Purification. He's going to try to juke around the tree line, but here comes the usage of the Templar Assassin as well as Winter on the Void. He doesn't have his 6 yet. He's only level 4, and now QQ just going to work on Jackal. Last right click will go to get him the kill, and it will. The Repel too much to deal with. Now the Lightning Bolt will go. The Repel's down for... They don't actually have Fading anymore, but Yamate getting chased down. Ursa's just going to work. Right-clicking and chewing up Yamate, and another right-click will get the kill. The Ursa just destroys 2 of the heroes from Mineski-X. And Bangkok.Dynamo on the board with 5 kills. 1 going the way of Mineski-X, and that's it. Great initiation coming out. They get the Haunt, so they get 1 kill. He gets the Urn purchase, but it is not great, as they're going to already go to work with a double damage rune. Level 2 overpowered, no Earth Shock. Level 4 Fury Swipes. This is going to be a very easy roast, and a very early one at that. Solodic's going to come in. They're all going to get experience. The Wave of Terror will go. There is absolutely no way for them to stop this. They don't even need Overpower. The Overpower is not, or not the Overpower, the Enrage. They get the Overpower off. They smoke right outside of Roche. And they're going to head bottom. Winter and Ice are both here. He's got Time Walk. He doesn't have Chronosphere. They're going to send 2 heroes here and another 2 across towards mid. Purification will go. QQ will continue to farm up. And now mid is going to get, I think, Yamate is going to head towards the top rune spot. He actually might live. Solodic has got his Roar. Yamate probably saw him. There's a TP coming through. Yamate is in a lot of trouble. Roar's going to go through. They drop up the side trap as well. The Boar will come out. The last right click, and Yamate gets destroyed. The Earth Spike, it's a long range one, but it'll not save the lives of his friends and allies. In the end, it is another kill going the way of Bangkok.Dynamo, which is a very fast start. This is an incredible pace, and they've already gotten the Mask of Madness up for the Ursa. It's a very good start coming out from Bangkok.Dynamo. They're going to be very close to their Necro 1 already. They're going to start their push-up. They're going to get the Boar going. They don't have their Ursa. I don't know if they really need it. They have level, I think 4 boar coming out, so they have 2 boars going to work. It's very hard to fight into. Swap's not up yet, but still, you can't really run into this. Ice is pretty far behind at this point now, or rather Yamate. He's level 6, almost level 7. Venge is going to get caught. Extinct is going to go to work. Good purification. Zeusol will not bring him down the rappel. It's a little bit too late, but he's still alive with about 62 HP. Side trap, they'll kill the Dark Troll Summoner. Next will be the Hellbear Smasher, going down to the boar slow, and he will finally fall to the last right click of the boar. That's 88 gold going to the way of Solodic. Yamate using the Zeusol and not getting the Vengeful Spirit. The Void will deny the bottom tier 1, as Winter has picked up an Iron Talon, not surprisingly, considering how this game has gone for him. Phase earn Drum, probably for Jocko, so a lot of early game items, no Rushed Radiance, I should say. And they won't get the tier 1 tower, they'll put a lot of pressure onto it. Range creep gets denied. Ice, I don't think so, buddy, you're not getting that. And Winter will TP in. He's got a Chronosphere now. He's going to be heading for treads. They might smoke. I think they're probably going to smoke here momentarily. Winter could actually just jungle. They might not go for smoke. They can Chrono and haunt in if they would like to, but this Ursa is about to get his Blink Dagger. He's about to have Blink Mask Madness phase at like 20 minutes into the game. Winter is going to be scouted out by this observer ward here up at the high ground, so they won't be able to get anything done with this. There's a lot of heroes here in the jungle. There's a smoke now picked up for Solodic. It's going to be flown out, I think, along with his Necro. One, it is. So, yeah. And now he's going to put pressure on the tier 1 tower top lane. Jocko's going to run into Fading. Centaur Conqueror Stonk, not going to go first. He's going to get it stared up, and now he actually purifies himself. He's got Repel. The Zeusol will go. He's got Repel. It's a little bit too late. And Winter will get the kill here, which he desperately needed. So it's a single-man Chronosphere. Picked up a kill on the Omni Knight, who walks in a little too aggressively. They dropped the sentry down because they saw that he was probably going to try to go for a ward here, and he probably would have had he not gotten caught. The ward will fly into Winter. He's got time lapse, and he needs to use it, but he's out of mana. The mana burn for the Necro Archer is way too much. He did not have a stick, and that brings him down. So Solodic gets a solo kill, and that's a large kill going his way. That picks him already back up to about 800 gold after just picking up his Necro 1. And he can continue to pressure this tier 1 tower top lane. And Jocko is really not wanting to fight yet. This is a game that's getting very out of hand already. Like, QQ is sitting on 2,400 gold. He's going to buy his Blink Dagger. Speaking of Blink, the tier area has hers. Not quite the same level of farm as the Ursa, but he's got, you know, he's got some stuff. Maybe a smoke coming out from the rest of Bangkok.Dynamo. They're going to push at the mid wave, and then they can wrap around mid, but Yamate is the one that's going to be leeching experience top. He is super underfarmed. He's below Solodic. He's way below the TA mid. He's trying to go for what I imagine to be a force, as he's already picked up the Ring of Regen. And this is going to be another tier 1 tower going to the way of the Templar Assassin. There's not really much they can do in this situation. Mineski-X are too busy dealing with other areas of the map. Winter still needs to get farmed. They can't fight without Chronosphere. Jocko clearly doesn't want to fight yet. He's got enough early game items to do so, but they're really not looking to fight into Necro 2. And all of the stuff they have to deal with, the Ursa, the Aegis, for the TA. It's just too much at this point. Like, they're so far behind. It is a 5,000 net worth advantage for Bangkok.Dynamo and a 4,000 experience lead. This is what we saw earlier in the last game. And I don't really see any way of Mineski going to get back into this game. Like, they need more farm for Yamate. He's under his tower. He's going to get some help here rotating in. Solodic seems to know something's going on. The smoke hasn't broken. There's an observer ward. They're all off the map. Ice is going to come in. There's the Zeusol coming through. The Earth Shock, or Earth Spike, rather, will come in first. The Finger will bring him down inevitably, but now QQ jumps in and just destroys him. Extinct will get off the Nature's Attendants, but dies literally seconds afterward. And, well, he's not done yet. The TA has a haste rune. Yamate will try to TP out. He's actually going to make it away in time. Purification, if it was there, would have gotten the kill, but that's not the case. Both supports dead. They'll lose the Beastmaster, however. That is a pretty big pickup, and Yamate is not going to be able to get the Aether Lens because of it, which actually is not that surprising. Mid lane, Winter will continue to get farmed here. His treads are up and done. Eventually, swap. They can look for a setup here if they TP in mid, but it looks like they want to take the last tier 1 tower off the map here from Mineski-X and continue to just get farm on this Ursa. The Aegis is expired, by the way. It's gone. The Desolator is going to be started for the TA. There's the side trap. Nurse is going to get ready to go. Side trap. Oh my lord. They even have to use the Chrono to save Ice, but he just gets destroyed as QQ jumps to the other side of the Chronosphere, which is like, you've got to be kidding me. Haunt's going to go, it'll push them back. They clearly don't want to fight with it. Solodic will get the kill on to Spectre bottom while that was happening. He actually necroed him, and I think probably mana burned him so he couldn't just reality away. Not that it would have mattered, he would have died anyways, I think. He's looking for more. Oh my god. Overpower, Enrage, level 2. More than enough to bring down the squishy hero that is the Zeus. This is the entire problem with the drafter Mineski-X. They have no tank whatsoever. If they get stunned, if they get disabled, you're going to get run over by either the TA or the Ursa. And both of them continue to farm exceptionally well and push forward into this game. The Spectre has died solo down to Solodic, so that stops his farm even further. He's 800 gold, but he still has nothing in the bank really to work with. I mean, he has level 1 dispersion, so the damage reflected is not much either. It's just nothing is going the way of Mineski-X right now, and will continue to be that as we continue forward. Just not much happening.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, the tower getting assaulted. Already the tier 2 being brought to his knees. Jacko will purchase up. Really a Blade of Alacrity, and unsurprisingly, he's going to be going to Fuse Blade this game, I think. Side trap. Yamate is about to get swapped back. Ooh, just not enough vision. They needed a wave of tear first. Lightning Bolt comes out with the Aether Lens. The Purification will be next. From fading, here comes the Centaur Conqueror. The Stomp will go, but it's really just trying to zone them out. Mineski are sitting under their tier 3 tower at 15 minutes into this game. This is not going well whatsoever. It is the opposite of going well. This is pretty much as bad as it can get for Mineski-X at this point. Like, the Spectre is still trying to farm. Even with the Fusel Blade, I'm not really sure what you get done in this game. Tier 2 tower is done, and that's in the safe lane. So there is no safe place to farm for Mineski-X. The Spectre's sitting bottom. Roche is going to respawn. Once that happens, they'll continue to knock down these towers. They can even knock down the towers without having an Aegis. The Daysolator is now done. So that's a 15-minute deso. There is a Desperation Smoke, and they're going to find the Venge because of it. Venge knows this is happening. The Zeus Ult will go. They can't time walk in. They can't jump. And because of that, the Zeus Ult is wasted. And now with that down, they know that they can maybe try to take a fight here mid without really much issue.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think Yamate is dead. Yep. He is absolutely no way to survive through that. Templar Assassin's going to chase after Winter. He's got Time Walk. Ice is not so lucky, but he does have his Earth Spike, and he'll use it. He also has his Hex. They will repel him, but he's too far away. Maybe not. He'll blink in. Ice is going to juke around the tree line. That's not the way he wanted to go, but instead he'll be able to make it out regardless. Some lag happening, I'm sure. It's just, I don't know. There's like nothing to say. Mineski-X are just about to lose in 20 minutes. Like they're gonna lose the last two tier 2s. Spectre's not gonna have her Diffusal Blade in time. I mean, it'll be close, but it's just not gonna be enough. She might even go Manta or Yasha, in which case that's pretty bad too. This is not the performance you would expect from this squad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You could call it greedy, I suppose. The Void was supposed to be that initiator, that tanky frontliner, the person that was able to just keep your team alive with the Chronosphere or just being in front, time dilation obviously being a big factor. He didn't go for time lock, he went level 3 time dilation. Just, I guess kind of good. There's a lot of spells you need to stop here. But it's 5-man. This is essentially what it should be. It's 5-man Dota. And Roche is gonna die pretty damn quickly. 17 minutes for the second Roche Wave of Tear will come. They don't even really need the Ursa in here, but he's gonna come in just, you know, in case to finish it off. That was killed so quickly without the Ursa that it's surprising. And it is Yasha. Jocko's gonna go Yasha. Okay, I mean, I don't know if that's really... I mean, I guess it's just good for early game fight. I mean, I would almost rather see a Diffusal Blade picked up. How else are you gonna... I mean, it doesn't really matter. If a person gets repelled, they're probably gonna live regardless. But, like, the problem is they haven't even used Guardian Angel yet. Omni Knight has yet to use his R button, which is really, really bad. There's a lot of damage that's going to be mitigated just from that Guardian Angel. And they're like just trying, they're desperately trying to get at least something. It's Tier 1 tower. There is a giant wave that's just going to be cleared up by the Templar Assassin. And while this is happening, the push continues in the bottom lane, where the last Tier 2 tower stays for Mineski-X. I mean, they've got a freaking Necro 3 already at this point, plus 1,600 gold, which will more than likely be either bots or a Blink Dagger. TA almost caught, I believe, Winter. He was able to time walk away from the TA. And Jocko is still farming in his safe lane now. So they're, I think, doing an okay job splitting up the map and trying to keep him farming while, you know, this is all happening. But it doesn't matter because Mineski-X realizes that all they really have to do is apply pressure to buildings and objectives. And that will break the resolve of Mineski-X, I think.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's nothing they can do in this situation. There's really nothing. I think they should have kept pushing, though. QQ is going to get scouted by the Observer Ward. Jocko is going to go ahead and try to get away. Mask of Madness is going to be slowed by the Spectral Dagger. Good effort. It's a good thing that Observer Ward was there. If it's not, he's dead. Almost certainly. He just dies instantly. Even with the Astra with 1,200 HP, he doesn't have much armor. I mean, I guess he's got 9, but still is not enough. I don't think. TA is going to wrap all the way around. They will have vision of him momentarily. The side trap will go and, well, Jack was probably going to die. He's going to actually pop the drum charge. Maybe he won't go down. It looks like he'll TP away just fine. They have no way of stopping him from doing so. That's a Hex for an Ursa, which I'm completely fine with, but that's goddamn frightening. Yeah, 19-minute Hex, phase mom. Good stuff, good stuff. He really doesn't need damage, let's be honest. There's a Desolator and Wave of Terror, so it's not like he really needs the damage. The armor reduction is insane, plus the overpowering Furious Swipes will do their job with the Enrage on top of it. So why not go for Hex? Why not lock somebody down? It really is... They could kill whoever they want. Roar's gonna go, they're gonna jump in. They should mana burn him, he won't be able to time walk away. The Purification, the Archer's mana burn is insane. They get the Purification off from fading, which actually gets them the kill. But I think they would have gotten it regardless. He wouldn't have been able to time walk away because of the Necro Archer's mana burn, which is... Mana burn per hit's 225, and he attacks pretty quickly. So it's kind of nuts. Here's the Hex, by the way. That's going to kill Jocko. I think he actually... He had a crit for sure. A creep for sure, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill and he's beyond godlike. And now... The push commences into the bottom tier 3 tower. The Spectre is dead for 45 seconds after buying another Blade of Alacrity. Jumping in is going to be the Templar Assassin, who's actually run out of mana, but it doesn't matter. He's already killed one, which is the Zeus. He doesn't have Repel on him. He repelled a creep, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Ursus finally made his way back down towards the bottom tier 1 tower. And this is looking to be somewhere around, you know, a 20-minute GG at this point, with both Spectre as well as Zeus dead for 20 seconds. They'll lose one set of racks, probably. They have played this game so well. Their picks were on point. Rotations were great. Really easy safe lane. Really easy off lane. Extinct did not get enough done with the Enchantress. They've gotten a full set of racks, and now this is going to be the last fight for Mineski-X. They have to make something happen here, or this game is... Oh my god, what a GA. You've got to be kidding me. He saw it before Winter even jumped in. They'll get fading at the very least, but that's it. That Chronosphere accomplished nothing, and Extinct will go down to the Roar. However, pretty good Earth Spike, as QQ might be in trouble. Buyback coming in. They actually might win this fight. The Haunt's going to go through. They actually have the Enrage up, so he's not taking that much damage. The Reality away. And they're going to lose at least the Aegis, probably from 2-note here. Jocko is going to get the kill on that. And they get the kill onto QQ. That's a Beyond Godlike spree going for Yamate. They're going to wipe them. They got too aggressive here. Even with the great GA, they actually are going to get wiped. But Jocko is going to go down at least. 2-note's going to pop the BKB. The impetus going to work, however. And it's going to be 5 dead on the side of BKD. They will, however, have to lose their Spectre, a full set of racks, and a tier 3. And some all chat going on from 2-note. That is a ridiculous fight. No, fight recap, please. Oh, I missed it. Still. The Zeus got to be on Godlike Spree. That gets him up to 2,600 gold. And getting a 4-staff and an Aetherland's already in his inventory. He saved it for a little bit and then got a little bit more. Blink's done for Winter. That was a ridiculous Guardian Angel. That is... I didn't even see it. Winter was like here, about to jump in, and the GA came before he even went for the Chronosphere. That's an insane, like, level of reaction that I don't know if anybody else could have made in that situation. Like, that was before the jump in. That's how good that was. Whether or not that was an accident to keep them alive so they could finish off the set of racks or whatever, it doesn't matter. Fading did his job. He got off the GA, he got off maybe a repel. He probably could have stayed alive longer, but it didn't matter. QQ needs probably an Ags, I think, this game. No, it's not really going to do much for him, is it? I think he just needs a BKB. There's the Hex, Earth Shock, Overpower, Enrage, and an easy kill. So the Spectre continues to... I mean, he had to use a Drum Charge to try to get away from that, and he, again, couldn't get it done. Code of Defiance coming out now for the Beastmaster, inevitably going to be a Pipe of Insight, which is really good against the Zeus and whatever, you know, comes out as well. Haunt, if there was Radiance, but whatever. So Fading does kind of have to be careful. The Aether Lens is going to keep him a little bit safe. Meanwhile, the TA goes to work on Winter. He's a Haste Rune again, somehow. Winter might actually die to this. He might have to Chrono this. Pretty good play from TA to not get Chrono there. That's really important. But if he forced it on, I'm sure he would have been fine with it too. Range Rax is going to get destroyed by Tuno. They dropped the Veil, by the way. They still have Repel up. There's no Diffusal Blade yet for the Spectre. He's very far away from it still. They don't get the Range Rax. It's 23 HP. It is deniable if you'd want. And it might be the best in this situation. They're like, literally just go in and hit it. It's fine. TA, just go hit the goddamn racks. You're gonna be okay. We promise you. This is the hardest game I've ever seen for Mineski-X. And there it goes. The board came up and hit it, I think. That's what got it done. And so, with a set of racks and a half now down, there's really, unless there's another team fight like what we saw from Bangkok.Dynamo last time they pushed in, I don't see this going... They can even just wait for Roche. Which is, it's actually going to spawn pretty quick. Yeah, it's going to be another 20-second spawn. That is an 8-minute, 20-second spawn. Is pretty much as low as it can go, for the most part. And that's going to be up, and they're going to see it with the side trap as well. So Roche is going to spawn. Oh, they're going to haunt. They're going to get a Selodic and the Chronosphere. They get the Finger of Death off as well. The Earth Spike. They'll bring him down. He's dead for 60. Pretty good aggressive play from Mineski-X. I'm pretty sure they smoked for that. They still have one on ice. They're going to TP home, though, as the TA is going to work on the racks. Now, Extinct is going to heal himself up. The Untouchable is too much for him to deal with at this point, so he'll head towards the racks instead. He's going to take some impetus damage. That'll actually hurt a lot. The buyback comes in. Zeus is going to get back into the game. They really want to make sure they can contest this racks as well as a fight happening from BKD. So this will stop the push, probably. The TA will continue to go. The Zeus buybacks, I don't know if it's really necessary. Veil's going to go. The Diffusal Blade, when he pops the BKB, Ice is going to get hexed up now. He'll fall easily. Jump in, Chrono not available. Time Dilation will stop a couple in their tracks. Fading drops up the Guardian Angel. Extinct doing some damage, but it's just not enough as QQ will grab the kill with the Overpower. Hex already used onto the Lion, so 2 dead on Mineski-X's side. They're going to heal up. They'll Purify in a little bit. Venge is pretty low, having already swapped already, and they're going to head probably into the Roche pit. There's no real reason for them to wait any further. And once they have that, they can also get a regen rune. Regeneration. Which could have probably been given to anybody else, but... Yep, there we go. Watch how fast this falls. About 10 seconds. A little bit less than 10 seconds for a third Roche. She's going to be picked up by Tuno. The Aegis is going to be picked up by QQ, who also has this newly minted BKB. There is absolutely no reason for Mineski-X to win a fight here and for Bangkok.Dynamo to lose a fight here. There's absolutely no reason for them to actually just... If they lose this fight, I'd be shocked. They'd have to throw pretty goddamn heavily for this fight to be lost, I think. What they're going to do first is push in every lane. Secondly, they're going to stay together, maybe split push, or they can just go together as a team. They have a Daedalus now. The only thing they have to avoid is getting Chronoed. Like, all 5 of them. And even if that happens, there's really not much damage to deal. Especially if they get their BKBs off after or before the Chronosphere goes, like it's completely fine. Ursa going in, looking for Yamate. Pops the BKB, gets time lock procced. I believe Winter is going to have to time walk away. He's got Chrono. He might have to use it here. Roar goes on the other side. Winter goes down. He has no buyback. They've already lost Extinct as well. Mid-Rax is gone. 2 sets of Rax down. The third will be next to go. There's no buyback for Winter or Extinct. Dead for 36 and 44 respectively. And TA just jumps onto 2. The Ghost Scepter will keep Ice alive. The Earthshock misses on Jaco. Good 2-man impale, but it's not enough. It's a GG call at 28 minutes of the game. Another stomp. 26-8 is the score. Finger will go into fading. Reality from Jaco. Clearly not happy with the performance coming out. And they'll move down to the lower bracket with BKD going into the second round of the upper bracket into a best-of-3 series. That is a outstanding performance, and more importantly, probably just a really good draft. I mean, right from the get-go, they grabbed what they thought was going to be really good, and it worked out really well. I mean, this game was won off the back of an Earthsend Templar Assassin pick. Everything else was good. It worked together in tandem, but it came down to those 2 heroes, I think. The Beastmaster getting all... Also, the biggest thing, I think, was also getting a very early Beastmaster Book 1. They got kills they probably shouldn't have gotten just based off of Necro 1 Archer mana burn. So, tough game for Mineski-X. They'll have to rebound in the lower bracket, and we'll see what that's going to be as we progress through this tournament. But still, that'll be the end of the second game, actually, of this this 3-game day. We'll have the next game coming up here in just a little while on moonducktv. Of course, my name is Mont. That will be MVP Hot 6 versus RRQ in a 1-game series, and we'll see who's going to be the victor of that one. Make sure you guys stick around. Follow us here over at moonducktv on Twitch, on Twitter, and you can follow me at MontDota on Twitter as well over at MontDota. So we'll see you guys in a second. Stick around.